Why did Captain America break up with the MCU? What was he thinking? Stick around because there's more to the story than meets the eye. Steve Rogers has been a beloved character for decades, and when we first meet him in the movies, he seems like a perfect fit for modern-day America. He fights for freedom and democracy and stands up against bullying and tyranny. But if you look closer at the comics, you see a much more complicated relationship between Cap and the United States. You see, Steve was created back in 1941 by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. They were trying to come up with a hero that would resonate with Americans during World War II, and they wanted to show how even an ordinary guy could become a symbol of hope in dark times. So they made Captain America a patriotic superhero who fought against the evil Nazis. In the comics, it's clear that Steve represents the best of America: courage, justice, and determination. He's the all-American hero who fights for what's right, no matter what. So if Steve is such a patriot, why is he constantly butting heads with the government in the comics? Well, it's all about balance. You see, a good story needs conflict. And to have a great story, Steve needs someone to fight against. And while the original Captain America comics had villains like the Red Skull, modern stories have more complex villains like a broken system or even the government itself. The thing is, Captain America doesn't hate America. He loves it too much to stand idly by while it does wrong. In the comics, Steve is willing to go against the government, even put himself in danger to protect innocent people and uphold his ideals of justice. It's a classic example of patriotism. He's not just fighting for himself or for personal glory. He's fighting for something bigger than him, for the principles that make America great. Now, you might be wondering why this is important. Why should we care about the difference between the comics and the movies? Well, the thing is, the comics are where Captain America's story truly began. And understanding his motivations and his conflicts in the comics helps us appreciate his character more. It shows us the complexities of patriotism and what it means to fight for your country. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Steve Rogers is the ultimate soldier, a strategic and tactical genius, a master martial artist, and one of the most skilled fighters of his time. Even after being frozen in ice for 70 years, he remains a top-notch fighter, often holding his own against powerhouses like Iron Man and Black Widow. His skills are legendary, his bravery unmatched. But as we know from the MCU, Steve's journey isn't just about fighting bad guys. It's also about growing as a person, learning about the world, and facing his inner demons. We see him struggle with his feelings for Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, and come to terms with his place in the world after so many years. He also learns to adapt to new situations, like using a vibranium shield instead of his iconic round one and adjusting to life in the 21st century. These challenges shape him into the hero we know and love. Let us talk about some of the key story arcs that show Steve's evolution and why he is more than just a patriotic soldier. Let's start with Winter Soldier. This storyline is one of the best examples of Steve's internal conflict and how he grapples with his sense of duty towards his country and his personal morals. The Winter Soldier storyline is a turning point in Steve's journey. He uncovers a conspiracy within S.H.I.E.L.D. and confronts his former friend and assassin Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. This arc explores themes of loyalty, friendship, and the cost of war. Steve struggles with his sense of duty to protect the world, but he also has to face his own past and the trauma of losing Bucky all those years ago. It is a powerful story that shows us the weight of Steve's decisions and the impact they have on him personally. Next up, we have Civil War. Now, this storyline isn't just a massive superhero brawl like we see in the MCU. It's actually a deep exploration of how different heroes deal with grief, responsibility, and change. The Civil War storyline sees superheroes divided over the issue of government regulation. Some believe they should be allowed to operate freely, while others think they should be registered and monitored by the government. Steve Rogers finds himself on the side of those who want to maintain their freedom, while other heroes like Iron Man argue for more oversight. This conflict is more than just a battle of good versus evil. It's a nuanced look at the complexities of patriotism, power, and control. Steve's decision to stand up for what he believes in, even when it puts him at odds with his friends and allies, is a testament to his character and his unwavering sense of justice. Last but not least, we have Secret Empire. This storyline takes us to an alternate universe where Steve Rogers becomes the villain. Yep, you heard that right. In this reality, the super soldier serum that gave Steve his powers was created by Hydra, and Steve is brainwashed into becoming their leader. This arc explores the dark side of patriotism and what happens when someone's sense of duty and loyalty is twisted by evil forces. It's a chilling story that shows us the dangers of brainwashing and the importance of critical thinking. As we see in Secret Empire, Steve Rogers is a hero who is willing to question everything and stand up against even himself when it comes to protecting his country and the world. Now let's move on to the next part of our video. Now that we've covered some of the key story arcs that show Steve's development, it's time to dive deeper into what makes him such a compelling character. First off, Steve Rogers is a true humanitarian. He's not motivated by power, glory, or personal gain. Instead, he's driven by a deep sense of empathy and compassion for all people. He's willing to risk his life to save innocent people, no matter what race, religion, or political beliefs. Steve embodies the true meaning of heroism and selflessness. Another reason Steve Rogers is an extraordinary hero is his adaptability. As we've seen in both the comics and the MCU, he can adjust to new situations and overcome any obstacle. For example, when his old shield is destroyed, he quickly adapts by using a new vibranium shield. He doesn't let setbacks or changes get him down. Instead, he rolls with the punches and makes the best of whatever situation he finds himself in. That's why he's respected by fellow heroes and feared by villains alike. And let's not forget about Steve Rogers' unwavering belief in the good of humanity. Despite facing countless villains and experiencing great loss, he never gives up hope. He believes that people are inherently good and that they can always choose to do the right thing. This optimism is contagious and inspires those around him to be better. Finally, Steve Rogers' dedication to justice knows no bounds. He's willing to go to any length to ensure that the scales of justice are balanced. He's not afraid to take on powerful villains or corrupt institutions to protect the innocent. Overall, Steve Rogers is a hero who stands for justice, equality, freedom, and truth. He is a true role model for us all and a shining example of what it means to be a real American hero. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome content. And if you want to learn more about the amazing world of Marvel, check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe and stay nerdy.